Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of this Antonio D37. Now, I am not delusional, but I'm telling you, this boat has outboard engines and has a tender garage. Come with me and let's take a look. We start our walkthrough all the way from the aft deck here, which is covered by flexi teak, and obviously it's a great place to hang out at. You also have a swim ladder which collapses and hides itself within the platform itself, which is fantastic. And underneath over here is, like I told you, it's hiding two Mercury 450R racing engines. Let me show you how that works. So there's a button, and as I'm opening this, you have outboard engines hidden away from a plain sight, which is fantastic because, I mean, while outboard engines, they don't look necessarily bad, but I think a lot of people would prefer having them hidden away when you don't need them. Now, this is a very special boat. This is actually one of 37 RedBull editions. So RedBull and the Antonio have gotten together and made a special edition boat for the America's Cup, which is a chase boat for the racing team. Now, what's great is this very boat is listed for sale on yachtway.com, so go check it out and see it yourself. Also, take a look at the virtual tour. But again, this one has Mercury 400 racing engines within itself. And what's cool is once you drop the engines down, I told you that this boat also has a tender garage, and it very much has it right underneath over here. So what you can do is you can actually take an inflatable, fill it up, put it inside over here, and you can put an electric engine right behind it. I mean, show me another boat that has outboard engines that are not visible and also has a tender garage. What a cool, neat feature. And obviously, if you don't have a tender inside, you can use it as a massive storage. Above all this storage area and engines, you have a nice lounge pad. So as you can see, I mean, like a lounge over here, it's not, I would say it's about 5 feet, maybe 5.5 feet long. Yeah. And you have a little pillow kind of reclined area over here as well, which is fantastic. Now, coming back to the swim platform, you also have cleats on either side. You have one cleat, making the docking very easy. Also have a rub rail on the swim platform and all around the boat. As we keep walking, you have a massive hardtop, which is great. So you have these grab rails on both sides and a top that comes all the way to the end of dining table, which we'll come back to, but a great thing to have. Also, on both sides, you have side gates. So when you have kids or pets on board, you can make sure that they are safe always. And this one lifts up like this. Speakers, so you have two speakers on both sides by the dining table. And you also have storage cubbies where you can keep all your nitty-gritty as well. Now, I told you before, the engine latch, and this one is opened with the buttons right here. Now, not only do you have a sunbed all the way in the back, you also have a nice U-shaped seating where you can easily entertain, 5 people, 6 people, no problem whatsoever. And you have nice 4 cup holders over here. And what's neat is you have an additional hidden seat, which is actually hidden away underneath the galley. Now you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna sit on fiberglass. Well, no worries, you don't have to, because you can just swap it around and boom, now you have an additional seating area right underneath as well. How cool is that? And this doubles as an additional storage space. So if you want to store away, your little barbecue grill stuff or whatever, you can easily do that underneath. Very neat. This stores away, you just push it underneath. Boom. You don't even know that it's there, which is really cool. You have a small galley area here. This lifts up. You have a cooktop. I'm sure you can even put a grill over here if you like. And of course you have a sink, which if you want, you can put some ice inside and keep your drinks cool while you're on the go. Now, talking about cool drinks, you also have fridge right here, which is what you can use while you're out and about. And of course, because we're on a RedBull boat, it would only make sense to have RedBull in the fridge itself as well. The RedBull theme is going around the boat everywhere you look. Now, first of all, obviously this being a special edition, everything is painted. Even the inside of the boat is painted to the RedBull blue, which we'll come back to. But the seating, if you look, the center seat has a Red Bull emblem over here and also has the contrasting red padding matched with a blue padding and also has a nice red stitching. Now, we get to the helm station now, and this one, again, has very much the Red Bull theme. You have a Red Bull logo, you have the Antonio D37, and a reminder that this is one of 37 boats that they will make. Obviously, you have a bow thruster, you have a zip wake to keep yourself stable when you're on the go, Fusion audio control, dual SIMRAD displays, as well as your throttle controls and or your lighting control. Not to mention, you also have electric sunroof. So with the push of a button, this whole thing opens up, closes up whenever you want to get additional air in. So it's super cool. Now, if you are flying by this boat from the air, maybe on a helicopter, there's also an additional Red Bull logo on the roof itself as well, which will show you, put a B-roll over here, how it looks like. Now let's talk numbers, but not the numbers that you would expect. According to our statistics, 87% of you are watching our videos that have not subscribed yet. So if you don't mind, take 2 seconds over here to subscribe. There's a button right below. Ready? Okay, let's carry on. So like I mentioned, you have a nice steering wheel over here, plus obviously lighting right above you, and you also have 2 cup holders, as well as little storage for your SPF on a hot summer days like it is today in Florida. This hides away, which is great. And like I mentioned, all your lighting control right above you as well, including horn, which is quite loud for this boat, I tell you that. And also on your starboard side, you have a VHF radio, which you can access at any time to talk with anybody on the water. Now, as we keep walking on both sides, as before we even leave, you have these seats that you can fold the seating area down or fold it back up. And this means you can easily lean on it and also adjust your steering wheel, whatever position you may feel comfortable for you. Now, before we move forward, you also have fenders. You have 3 fenders on either side, which means whenever you come back to the dock, you can easily throw your fenders out. Great place to store them, easily accessible for you. Now, what's cool is everything that we've talked about so far, the price point of this boat is $650,000, and it's $650,000 for the special edition one. If you were to get a, let's say, normal De Antonio, it would be around $500,000, which is a great price point for how much you get on this boat. Again, I'm not delusional, but there are cars that drive on the water in Miami. Anyhow, let's keep walking. You have nice walkways, which is great. You have a 1 step as you come up here, but plenty high. So if you want to protect your kids or want to protect your pets, you can make sure that everybody feels safe on the boat. 2 cup holders, carbon fiber cup holders on either side. A sunbed right here. So if you want to lounge over here, you can easily do that. These backrests don't recline, but they are like pillows, so make you feel comfortable when you're on the go. And as we look back now, you also have 2 windshield wipers for either side of the seating area. And you also have a windshield that goes all the way to the top. So if you're cruising around, you know, super windy or long distance cruises, or if it's raining, you can rest assured everybody stays dry behind the windshield. As we keep walking, you also have nice pin lights all the way around the boat, which is very nice during the nighttime, and you have flush mounted speakers on both sides as well. Now, once you get to the bow, you have pop-up cleats, you have a line protector, making sure that the paint is not getting scrubbed down by the lines itself. And of course, again, a reminder that this is a Red Bull Racing Edition boat. So you have an anchor locker lead that opens on a gas choke. You have a controller for your windlass, so you have windlass down, windlass up, and you have chain locker right over here, and you can easily fit even a smaller fenders within itself, and has a little hook to keep those fender lines locked up as well. Put this down, boom. We go back to the helm station because number 1, you have storage underneath over here, and you also have an access to your cabin. So you have 2 cabins on this boat, which we'll go down and take a look now. As I walk down, you have 3 wide steps And once you get down here, you have plenty of headspace. I mean, I'm 6'1", plenty of room above my head. And like I mentioned, this one is painted fully inside as well, giving this very sporty look for the boat, I may say. What's neat is you have this U-shaped seating over here, so you can easily, you know, come down over here, take a break while you're on the water. And what's cool is this seating area converts into a bed. Now you can see that there's a bed already, but this bed is maybe 4.5 feet long. You want to have it a little longer. There's a button on your starboard side, and if I push it up now, this comes all the way to the top itself, and it extends the bed right in front, which is super neat. Now, once we go over here, so 6'1" again, let's see. Yeah, I mean, plenty space. Yeah, 6'1" easily fit in the bed. Take a little break. You have lights on either side. You have exit all the way forward. And you have LED lights right above your head as well. So, you know, if you want to get a little mood lighting, you can do that. And you can also change the colors of them as you wish. Before we head now towards the aft cabin, you also have a head, which, you know, again, you have plenty of headspace. And with a sliding door, you can add plenty of privacy. You can lock this obviously up whichever way you like. Push it open again. You have a sink, you have a shower, so you have a little wand over here that you can rinse yourself down. As we head down, on your port side, you have your electrical panel for all your systems. Now, what I would recommend is having a little lid over here, so when the kids are downstairs, they won't accidentally hit something. You have your battery switches right over here, and the same thing could be over this as well. AC control, and this is where now you have a second cabin. Now you might wonder, okay, well, you know, it's nice you have twin beds over here, which is cool, but what you can also do is you can slide this part all the way forward, and you can put cushions in the back, and you can easily have this as a full size or even a queen size bed, if you ask me. And underneath you have an additional fridge where you can keep all your drinks cool at. And of course, even more storage. This one comes even with Swiss flag. So yeah, you have plenty of storage in this boat all around the place. Now, the way you open it is you can just slide it out, just like this. Yeah, voila. And then you can take the backrest from here and from the other side, just like so. And now, wow, voila. Took me 8 seconds, and you have a big, nice lounge bed over here. On your starboard and port side, you have a windows, which give you plenty of natural light as well. The only thing left to do now is to take this puppy out and see how it performs. Driving the Antonio D37 now, first thing that comes to my sight and my mind is the fully extended windshield. I think it's fantastic. We were doing, 30 plus knots over here, and it's great because the whole thing over here stays super calm. It's quiet. There's no wind blowing into your face, and I can only imagine if there's a sudden rain coming in Miami, then you're not getting wet or anything. Obviously, it helps to have the windshield wipers. Overall, great visibility out, as you can imagine, from a center console that is fully open. Cruising the Miami skylines never gets old. I don't know how many times we've done it now over here, but this is like the spot to be. The whole seating position is great. I like I mentioned earlier, that you can adjust the steering wheel whatever way you like it. I like it almost dead center. Also, being constantly reminded of it being a Red Bull boat is cool. I like that. How are you there? Throttles all the way on right next to your steering wheel, so easy to control. Obviously, we're in a no wake zone right now, so it'll take us a second to get out. But 2 cup holders, like I mentioned earlier, so you can have easy access to your drinks because you don't have any opening between the hardtop or the windshield. None of the drinks are gonna fly away because there's no turbulence really created over here. I like that you have audio control right at your fingertips, and of course your bow thruster right here as well. And of course your engine keys, which you would need to turn this thing on. It's still so hard to believe that we don't, I mean, we have outboard engines, but we don't have outboard engines because they're not visible. Otherwise you would always see them and you can tell what's the engine angle. But I mean, just taking away the outboards and hiding them, this is so cool. And you know, the Antonio does crazy stuff like this on their other models as well. For the 50 that they have, we'll put a picture over here, it has a jacuzzi at the bow. Like a 50-foot boat that has a jacuzzi. So we have to do a full walkthrough of that boat as well. And it's not a jacuzzi that is filled with fresh water. It's actually seawater that brings in with the massive pumps, so powerful that it fills the whole jacuzzi up in 7 minutes. Can you imagine? From 0 to 100% in 7 minutes? I don't know, I kind of would want to have a jacuzzi on my boat. But as we keep cruising now, we have a Hard Rock Cafe right by our side, and of course the famous Ferris wheel, which you could enjoy as well by being on this boat, listed for sale on YachtWay. Rock and roll, everybody, let's see. Okay, we're already doing 14 knots. It's good, it's a little bit choppy today. And again, look at the windshield. My hair is perfect, which is very important for these videos, you know. But I'm doing 25 knots and it's 30 knots and it's quite choppy over here. Nothing moves, no T-tops move, nothing rattles. This is proper boat. Okay, we get to some tougher areas over here and we'll test it out. Okay, let's see. By the way, this is a 2-step hoe, huh? So by having a step hoe, it's much better performance than your. Oh wow, this is quite special. We're doing 33 knots. That's kind of like a faster cruise. Yeah, I mean, this is great. It feels solid on the water, I tell you that. And look at that Miami skyline. I mean, come on. 34 knots. And it feels like nothing. It's just some turns here. It's quite amazing. I mean, $650,000, you cannot beat that. There's so many options to play around with. This is great. For a day out with your family, perfect. And you get the outboards. You know what, even though some of these areas are semi-shallower, I don't really care because you have outboards, so nothing really bad can happen. We're in a wake zone now, we can actually properly test it out now. 30 knots. Gets to 30 knots super fast. Rides really nicely bow down. It's not climbing like your bow rider. So it's not like you're trying to see where the horizon is. Absolutely not. Totally clear view out. And whenever you want to throw it into the curves, you can easily do that. Voila. I mean, no problem, huh? So we stopped for a moment because I wanted to see how stable this boat is on the water once you're anchored. And you have 11.1 feet beam. This boat does not have a stabilizer, and there's quite a lot of moving water over here. It's totally, it's totally flat. I mean, the boat's not rocking around whatsoever. A great place to be when you're at anchor. I mean, I don't know what else you really need. I mean, this boat has everything that you might want for a day on the water with your friends and family. So now we just head back and enjoy the ride. This was a full walkthrough of the Antonio D37 RedBull Edition. I can't imagine a better drink to finish this review up. As always, thank you for watching. If you're looking to buy this very boat, then as I've mentioned many times already, it is listed on YachtWay, so the link is down in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more YachtWay, then hit the subscribe button. And as always, any comments, suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.